come tap in. Browsers come tap in. Browsers come tap in. Bringing that substance straight to the public. No capping, no bluffing. Not run it up, but
We cannot excuse what we did, and I'm deeply remorseful and sorry for everybody that I've hurt, like living my old previous lifestyle. Those causative factors early on in life, those formative years, they do something to you. You
Right.
start to have like a lack of respect for authority. You start to feel abandonment issues. You just want to be accepted. All these things are a perfect gumbo pot for when you're a kid living in poverty, and then the gang comes and just like, hey, like you got like, don't trip. You're doing good. All the violence, everything you're doing is good. It's not an excuse for it. It's just a sad way that I interpreted my reality at the time.
Basically was saying he had remorse for some of the stuff that he did in the past, which is like he said at top, like, that's kind of like what people go through. It's like they feel bad for the things that they done. So.
Yeah, and it sounds like he, as probably as well as many other ones, has gotten sucked into it through vulnerability. Um,
Right.
he was basically saying, they kind of came in and put a hand on his shoulder and say, kind of tell him that the things, some of the wrongdoings that he was into was okay.
Mhm.
So it kind of made him feel comfortable and made him feel like part of something. Then he ended up getting sucked into it. And then
Right.
after going through the experience, um, looking back now, he regrets a lot of the things that he's done.
Right.
And yeah, that's one of the things I wanted to really touch on. A lot of these youth are getting involved in games for some of the same reasons. Some of them just think it's cool. They look at it and glamorize it. Other ones, they're in situations where they feel like they don't have anywhere else to turn, and then just it makes them vulnerable for some gang member to go ahead and suck them up and get them involved.
Right.
It's not a good thing.
No,
Yeah.
it's really not. Because once you in, it kind of feel like you will never really get out of it because you used to your friends and everybody else that's around you. And you thinking it's cool at that time. So you're not really realizing the wrong that you're doing. You have to really like go through some like crazy stuff to understand what is the wrong you're doing. Because who's to say what's right and what's wrong at that time? Like if somebody trying to feed their family or they trying to protect themselves, you can't really say what's right to them at that time or what's wrong to them because the streets and the gangs, it's like it's a different ball game. It's not just this person gonna see you and they gonna give you a pass. It's stuff like that can happen. So now you got to protect yourselves and you have to act as a wolf in a wolf environment. Like you got to adapt to your environment. So things like that could mess up and kind of trigger the mind and make it think things is right.
Yeah, I also feel like if so I never been in a gang, but I've had offers and opportunities to be in one, but I was never one to be like, I feel like I gotta be in a crew or around a lot of people to
Hmm.
make my dreams come true. I was always pretty much always a loner, a warrior, so say. Um, but I was able to you know, I could I could have I was able to associate and affiliate with some gang members on a certain level, but I never
Right.
allowed myself to become part of that because I didn't want anyone being able to rule me, telling me what I got to do, when I
Hmm.
got to do it. And if I say I'm not down, there's no one for me to be answering, as far as
Right.
me wanting to take my own path. So,
It's
um,
and like with that, not meaning to cut you off, it's
mm,
kind of like where I'm from in the environment. Say if you on this side of the town and you go to school from this side of the block, people are looking at you and who you associate yourself with. So now they're looking at you as you a part of a gang. You might not be in the gang. You just having fun, being a kid, and you know what I mean, just being with your friends. But other people are looking at you like that. So it's like some people don't know what they putting themselves into just by associating themselves with a person. And when you do, you gotta kind of reap the consequences that come with that, with just not knowing. So a lot of people, some people, not a lot of people, some people join gangs just like I said for protection. So say if you were that kid that was just going to school hooping and you coming from this side of the town, why wouldn't nobody look at you like that? Because you hang around with them, you talk to them, and all you doing is just hooping. And then that's how some people die and get in certain situations, is because they hang around the wrong people.
Yeah. And then on top of that, if for those who decide to go into a gang, um, gangs have this thing where they mark turf. Pretty sure they use certain signs, colors, the way they dress, and stuff like that. Um, I feel like some gang members can be in a gang and might have someone in an opposite gang that
Mm-hmm.
they cool with,
Yeah.
but because they on this side, they got to roll with this side. And it could be somebody
Mm-hmm.
that they really care about,
Yeah.
somebody they got real love for.
I mean, other than the part where you was talking about somebody they might be cool with that's on the other side, some of these cats in some areas take it so serious, man, they fall out with their own blood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? That's I don't you know what I'm saying? I like I said, I ain't gonna put down no game, but I don't respect none of them. You know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't respect, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't respect life. None of them
yeah,
respect life, so I don't respect no game.
yeah. I
You know
can
what I'm
feel
saying?
that.
They killing each other because he got on red, and he got on blue, he got on yellow. That ain't my color. Man, I wish I would be that stupid to have a grievance with someone just because they ain't wearing a color that I'm wearing. Like, man, come on, man, that's stupid. I mean, what it's came to today, what gangs originated from, and what it is today is polar opposites. You know what I'm saying?
Polar opposite. Yeah.
Polar opposite. Now, you know what I'm saying? Now it's just I look at them as weak. You know what I'm saying? Just like old buddy said, protection. That's what they need, protection. They can't handle their own battles. They can't handle their battles man to man, hand to hand. They got to shoot, stab, you know what I'm saying, do all this other stuff. They can't take a L. They can't be embarrassed. They can't get whooped. You know what I'm saying? Live to see another day. Now they got to go kill it. Why? Because you embarrassed because you took an ass whooping. That ain't manly like. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's a sucker.
You got a bunch of amoeba running around with guns these days, man. It's crazy.
Anybody can run around with a gun, but what I'm saying is what makes you a man is can you protect yourself without that gun? Most can't. But then that call yeah, I'm about that. I'm about that. But all right, put them guns away then and see what he do.
Yeah, and the majority that I see around our area, they can't stand up for themselves alone. They got to roll in packs. They need to utilize numbers in order to win.
Now there
Like,
are some down. You put this out here too now, because you know what I'm saying. Don't want to just say all game ain't none on fight now. Some of can squabble now. Some can squabble, but
yeah, true that. Yeah,
but the majority of them though, nah.
yeah. I'm just speaking on a level from what I'm seeing, locally. But yeah, realistically, I know that the real gangsters, I know they can hold their own, but the ones that we got, that I'm saying, that's around me, I call them watered down. No.
Well, real
Yeah,
gangsters
yeah.
don't go out there shooting like that. You know, them like the little thugs. The
You say
OGs
what? Yeah.
ain't the
You
real
talking about
gangsters
OGs? Nah,
they
you
ain't
said
out there
the
just shooting
OGs.
up.
Better clean that up. You said the OGs, not real gangster shit. Me, you crazy? They shoot first. What you talking about, boy?
I'm saying
Yeah,
just out there
that's
shooting
why
up
it's
people
called sliding on the op.
just for the
Ain't
shoot
no
of it.
talking. So
No.
there is some that nah. You talking about the OGs? What you meant to say? You
Mm.
talking about the OGs?
Yeah, I mean, around here, I grew up seeing a lot of, gang bangers and everybody who they say, oh, he ain't real, he ain't, he ain't this. But at the end of the day, the fakest person that joined the gang, they end up being the realest one because they ain't got no choice when they back against that wall. Once you in it, you in it. So you can be, you ain't got to be real, but it's gonna come to that point where you got to be real. And all the, them fake gangsters all end up turning real. Because they're back against the wall. They ain't got no other choice. So I mean, fake, whatever, not real, whatever, you say at the end of the day, it's gonna come to that point where they gotta be real. regardless if they, you know what I'm saying, if it's a
So-
dub for them or a loss.
Social media then pumped everybody up to being gangsters. You know what I'm saying?
Music and so, yeah.
Some of these people ain't never
Yep.
been on a set a day in their life. Don't even know what a set is. You know what I'm saying? If you go talk to them in street terminology, they might catch half of it, but they you know what I'm saying? The real ones, you know who's affiliated and who's just doing it for clout. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never been in no game, but I've been around the areas. Actually, I lived in the projects. It was called Strickland Heights in Pembroke before they cleaned it up, before they put fences up. I'm talking about it was like, yeah, rough.
Where you
I'm still
originally from?
I'm from North Carolina.
You from North Carolina?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it was like I said, it was a small town called Pembroke, but there was a projects dead in the center of it called Strickland Heights. And this is before
Strickland Heights.
Yeah, this is before they put the fence up. I mean, it's still ran down now, but it's 10 times better. But then, like, people, you saw people dying often, like, you know what I'm saying. And on every Sunday, it's a very popular town where they cruise the strip. Like, yeah, it ain't nothing to see somebody get hit close range with shotgun.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? During this time, this was around, I say, in the late 90s, mid 90s.
Oh, okay, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's been a minute. But I never affiliated with no game, man, because I've always seen that as weak. You know what I'm saying? If you can't protect it, I've been jumped multiple times and come up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Have I lost battles? Maybe once or twice, but you know what I'm saying? I can't beat everybody. You know what I'm saying? But one thing gangsters can't stand is to admit a loss in today's society. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The OGs will talk about, yeah, they'll take it. You know what I'm saying? But today's society, nah. People can't take no L. They can't even take an L on social media, man. What you talking about? Take an L in the streets? Nah, man, you tripping.
So how you think us as people could change that situation for everybody to view things differently?
We can't. You know what I'm saying?
You can't?
Nope, because the only way you could, well, let me take that back. You could, but you would have to shut the internet down.
Nah, I don't think you have to shut the internet down.
Exactly. See what I'm saying?
You have
that
to
ain't
use
happening.
internet to get through to them because that's the only way they probably will listen.
Well, you know what I'm saying? The thing is, most people do stuff for the internet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If nobody can see you, then what's the point of you doing anything? Most of the things that you're doing, if nobody can see you doing it.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? So if you take that main source away where nobody can brag about what they doing, most of that goes away on its own.
Right.
That's a good question Andrew asked, because it kind of his question led to a comment that I was gonna make. This is another thing that I heard from the streets locally. So the so-called big homies around here, I think the change has to start with them, the OGs and the big homies, because word on the street here, the big homies are kind of initiating things that the youth are coming into the gangs on. They're sitting back telling them what to go and do to test their loyalty and do some of their dirty work. So
Go ahead, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
So I think if the change really wanted to come about, it should start with the big homies and the OGs. Surely a lot of the youth are not gonna adhere to it in the beginning, but I think it's a gradual process that needs to take place. If you have someone that's leading you, that's telling you to do otherwise, then it's going to be hard for the change to come about. So it starts at the top of the chain. Those ones that are guided, that are bringing in the new people and telling them what to do. I think that's where the change needs to start at, regardless of what's going on in social media.
Have you been paying? I mean, are you aware with society today? Well, these they not listening to nobody but themselves, bro. Man, matter of fact, they calling people that's 32 and 33 old. Old head. But this era here is not listening to nobody but themselves, bro.
Yeah.
I want to be wrong on this. I want to be wrong on this opinion, but and I'm gonna still call it an opinion. But to be honest with you, I feel like I'm not wrong, but I want to be wrong.
Hey,
You ain't
it's
listening to nobody,
challenging.
huh?
They ain't listening, man. You know, I live with it every day, and I don't consider myself no mega millionaire or nothing, but my success and leading some people, the if you look at the physical that I have versus what some have, and they don't listen, and it's like they just gonna take their own path. You know what I'm saying? They just it's like in the Bible where it says a fool despises wisdom. It's a lot of fools in the world. You know, they're not. They just wisdom just roll off their back. I don't know what they're listening to. I don't know.
And on top of that, like, again, look outside of the youth, look at society in its whole, bro. Look where we've been at the last couple of years, bro. Look what we've come to. You know what I'm saying? Third bathrooms and all this stuff been put in. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff been put in young schools. Like, bro, it's like, you really think you gonna change these niggas' mind? They won't stop killing each other when they're getting rich off of it.
They're gonna have to read
Even
Andrew's book.
the chicks was getting
And
rich off
see,
of it now. Even the
and
chicks,
see,
secretaries, but all of them, they get rich off of this now, bro. Why would I stop doing something I'm getting rich off of?
and see,
That's
that was gonna be my like comment right there of how you can change a person's basically path is helping them out with some money. Like if you teaching these kids that, you know, it's the same way as it is in the game world, because some of these people have mentalities of businessmen. They move like businessmen, they move like entrepreneurs, they move like bosses. And these people be making way more money than some other people that's doing. And it don't matter. I'm not knocking it. I'm not saying it's a good thing, it's a
Right.
bad thing. All I'm saying is you can't tell nobody what's wrong at that moment, because that's all they know. You know what I'm saying? So the only thing that you can do is try to show them a different way and show them it's kind of the same thing on this side. Because if you in this line of business, then you can turn around and do it this way. And if you teaching them and showing them instead of knocking them for what they do, for what they know, then that's gonna make them resent you. Because you can be like, okay, a person can be like, oh, working a job is this, working a job is that, and you turn around and telling this person he hustling and doing this is the same thing as somebody telling you that working a job is a bad thing. So it's like everybody rights and everybody wrongs is not always the same. But if you want to reprogram and want to teach somebody a different way and get them out of the life that they in, you get them some more money. You put them on money. You show them that it's a different way out there with anything. Like,
But everybody ain't gonna listen though.
exactly, bro. I was about to
when
say,
it's
bro,
about
you
money,
know
money
how many
talk. You don't
entrepreneurs is
have to listen when money
teaching
talk.
people how to get money. There's
Yeah,
entrepreneurs teaching people how to do
They
stock.
thought
You can learn how to be a stockbroker for free.
yeah.
You can learn how to create your own business LLC for free.
But who
You can
teaching
learn
them that? Who's sitting down and making those sacrifices to teach them
bro,
that? You're not putting
it's
people in
all on YouTube.
situations.
The same way, the same place where this right here is get ready to go. The same
Yeah,
place they can look, bro. On how to. Matter of fact, that's the most highly looked up search on YouTube. How to.
right. Right, how to. But look,
That
like you said, a lot of people won't do that, right? So if you
So
putting it
so what makes you think we gonna be able to physically make them do it? If they already
by
on their phone
presenting
all day,
it
they still won't do it.
by not being on the internet, like you said, and how we sit up and be on the internet and talk about it, you can be face to face with a person and actually make a change. You can't sit up and type something and expect somebody to read something. You can't sit up and post something and expect somebody to look something up, because their mind doesn't expand that further, like you said. So if you face to face with them and you showing them a change, like it's a lot of people that I've kind of brung to the light of the other side. I'm from Chicago, by the way, and I've been through a lot of situations, and I kind of know how it is on each side from business and streets. And it's like if you teaching somebody and showing them and actually holding their hand and guiding them, even though some people don't like holding people's hands and showing them because, oh, you a grown man, you supposed to be able to this, that, and third. That's weak to me. You're supposed to be able to uplift your brother and show him a different way. And if you
well,
can't make that sacrifice to do that, that makes you a bad leader.
let me ask you this, Andrew. You ever been shot before?
Huh?
You ever been shot before?
Oh yeah. I've been shot
Okay,
before.
did it burn? Did it hurt? Tell me your experience.
Yeah, it burns. Like, what do you mean? Like, it
Okay,
hurts. What are you
so
talking about?
maybe some people need to be shot because
A lot of
me
people don't need to
Extreme,
be.
man. That's a
A
little
lot of
too
people don't
extreme.
need to be. A lot
because
of people don't need to be.
let me show you this example. When I met Andrew, Andrew's talking about he's gonna move to Atlanta or whatever. Okay, we fast forward, we have a conversation, we connected on some things, we don't agree on everything. But do you know how many damn people I talked to before Andrew in the past, just say in the past 36 months, face to face, that wouldn't listen? Like, not bragging, but bring them by my house. Me and my wife got 4 cars in a decent neighborhood. They still don't listen. They stay
Right.
in they don't own nothing.
But you
They
see,
no
Will,
cars.
me and you already kind of had this talk about, and that's what I kind of just stated before, sacrifice. If I know I have a friend out here that's in a bad situation, certain sacrifice I have to take for myself that may make my situation uncomfortable just to uplift him. So if it's him staying at my house for a few just so I can help him get a job and bring him on what I got going on so he can stack up and get his own money, I'm showing him a way. You can't sit up here and say what you expect other people to see and view that you thinking you putting out there. You're not really helping the person at that time. You have to actually make those sacrifices. And that's what comes with being a real leader and a real boss, making
And
sacrifices for
that's
your
what's wrong
team.
with the black community right there, because we want people to hold our hands. You can call it weak all you want to, my
Oh,
brother, but that's why we as a whole, as a community, is at the bottom of all statistics, bro, because of that right there. We
no.
don't need to be stepping out here and holding people's hands. Because one thing you can't help a person do until they want to help themselves first, bro.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
most definitely. Most
You
definitely.
can make all the sacrifices in the world until that
Yeah,
you will run yourself ragged
yeah,
before that person gets any type of help until they want to
yeah,
help themselves. And one thing
They
you can't
won't.
do is make someone want to help themselves first.
yeah.
So in order to see them want to help themselves first, they got to make the initiative,
And so
not
you
Right.
can't
me,
help everybody. I
because
ain't
that's
saying
going
help
because
everybody,
if
but
you're
the
trying to help
people that want it,
as a helper, you got to realize as a helper, even though
yeah,
it's a good thing to be a helper, you're taking a step back
right,
because you're
of
not
course,
elevating yourself, because you got to come back, which, like I
right.
said again, is not a bad thing as long as that person wants to come forward.
But
But
isn't
but
that the
in today's
part of just
society, the
helping though?
majority think they already understand what's going on. See, just the
Right.
fact that I can tell you some stuff right now, bro. That I can like that's gonna sound crazy. I'm gonna say it real short, and we're gonna get off of it. But bro, the fact that you're showing somebody to get a job is actually wrong, bro.
Right.
I can show you, and I can tell you that the job is
Yeah.
actually wrong.
Yeah, it is.
And I
Yeah.
work a job, and guess what? I'm trying to retire real soon.
Yeah.
I'm working on that, but we're gonna get off of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
you cannot help someone until they want to help themselves first.
Right. Right. But I'm not saying everybody wants to help themselves because you, like you said, a lot of people don't really want to help themselves. But some people they do. They just don't know a way. Like I got a little cousin right now, and he's going through a lot right now. And by what I see from him, he needs help and wants help. But the situation he in right now, he can't really do as much as he want to do due to the situations he's in. So he wants to make a better choice and take better chances for him to expand and do different things like he look up to me and see me do. So it's like if I can get him out here and show him these ways of business and how to do this and how to do that, then that will help another person getting off of the street. And you said something about people have a problem with holding hands and doing that. Bro, to me, that's coming together. I love to help people. That's why I get my joy out of it. It's helping people in this world. And to me, just holding all this knowledge and everything to myself and not able to spread it to the next black man, we ain't just talking about a regular man, a black man, then
Right.
you will be able to know that this person can make a change in this world. You can make a change in this world instead of just holding it to yourself saying, nah, everybody want to hand out, nah, this, that, and the third.
See,
Help the next person the
and
best
that's
way you can. Now, a lot of people ain't gonna take it as that, but that's
mhm.
cool. That shouldn't stop you from helping the next person
So
still.
Yeah,
okay, so this
and
is where
that's
I'm
what
going
I
to rebut.
learned to say next.
This is where I'm going to rebut you at though, because the simple fact is here. When I learned the information that I knew now, when I first learned it, but I was every time I come across somebody look like I don't even care if I need. Hey, my brother, let me put you on to this right here. Did you know this? Blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to tell you, and I didn't talk to just 3 or 4. I didn't talk to 5 or 6 or 10 or 20, bro. I'm talking to over 100, over
Yeah.
100. Plenty in multiple states, bro. Every time I come across anybody that even resemble close to me, hey, brother, hey, check this out, man. Let me put you on to this.
Yeah.
None of them took it. You want
But
me to tell
that's
you
the
why?
good in you though. That's the goodness in you.
Yeah, but
So
forget all
keep
of
that
that.
up.
But yeah, that's cool. I would never change. But at the end of the day, that was still a waste of time because
Yeah.
we as a community want to see it first instead of going and figuring it out for, you know what I'm saying, taking heed of the information and then applying it ourselves. We want that handheld, just like you just said, and show it. Lead me, brother. Lead me. But that don't teach you nothing, man. That's giving you the fish. I'd rather teach you how to fish than just give you the fish.
Yeah, most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? That's holding the hand, giving you the fish. I don't want to hold your hand. I'm gonna teach you how to fish. I'm gonna show you how. I'm gonna let you pick up that bait. I'm gonna let you put bait on the hook. I'm not gonna hold your hand through the process. I'm gonna tell it to you. If you don't put the action in for yourself, then you ain't gonna learn how to fish.
Yeah, most definitely.
I think some people just have a different gift too to bring it out of people, because sometimes it's your approach as well. Like, you know,
but see that right there, that's our problem. We're too soft. We worried about the approach. Forget how it's heard. Forget the message. I'm worried about how you said it. Forget the message though.
That's not what I'm saying.
That's feminine.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
What I'm saying is, what is the approach? I'm asking you, what is the approach?
What you were saying?
What I'm trying to say is, if it's really in you to want to bring something out of somebody, you know what I'm saying? If it's really in your heart to want to do that, then it wouldn't even matter how far you got to go, or if you got to change your approach to do that. If it's in your heart to do that, you're gonna change your approach regardless if you think this person is feminine or whatever you feel about them. If it's in you to do that, you're gonna make it happen.
Right.
But if you ain't got the patience, if you ain't got the gift to do that, you got the gift to have the knowledge, but you might not have the gift to teach the knowledge.
And what do I always speak to y'all about? Understanding words, right? And what you just explained was an insane person continuously doing the same thing and expecting different results. So you really think I'm a man of word and definitions going to practice insanity?
No, I don't believe that's what he was saying. I believe he was saying something like, okay.
It is, Andrew.
That's exactly what he just said. That's exactly what he just said.
No, he was saying something totally different. Like,
what I'm saying is, I'm saying you got the knowledge, but it might not be your gift to teach it. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have.
I wrote a book, and my book that I wrote, it kind of sparked a lot of people that I know from Chicago eyes to write their own book. Because they see it's something that's that easy that can make you some quick money and help your pockets and get your name out there and meet new people and get in tune with a lot of things. So another person that do that probably wouldn't be able to express it the way that I express it. And that's what he was trying to say. So you can write a book and I can write a book, but your book might not spark people's minds because how the way you come about. My book might spark people's minds because of the heart that I have, and I know that I'm true to my word. So I'm letting people know this is what it is. This how it's, you know what I'm saying? I'm showing people a different way.
And I do want to finish what I was trying to say. So what I was trying to say, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to step on toes and nothing like that. It ain't got nothing to do with that. What I was trying to say is that's exactly why it takes a team, you know what I'm saying? So because Doug got the knowledge, Doug, you know what I'm saying? He has the will, the drive to go do that work and not be ignorant and lost in the sauce and left behind. Because he has all of that, Doug, you and Andrew can work perfectly together, because now with all your insight, all your willpower and drive, because you don't got the patience to deal with people who ain't got the same willpower and drive, you can pass what you can pass on to Andrew. Andrew might have the gift to reach the next man with the information that you have.
Possibly, but I think we will rebuttal a lot because I would be more on pushing Andrew to push himself more instead of trying to hold himself back, pushing, you know what I'm saying? But I get where you're coming from because of where you came from. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't affiliated with what you was affiliated with, so your passion for it's gonna be a little different from mine. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I was more of I outside looking in. I'm just saying like that from your perspective. So I get your passion in it, but at the end of the day, nah. Grown man, now, and at the end of the day, bro, there's so much that we're already behind on. I only got a little bit of time to be wasting with trying to get somebody up to par when I know there's so much more that I need to learn myself. So
I get that, but I think it's just what I'm saying. I just think it's different parts of God's body. You know what I'm saying? When you God body, I think it's different parts of it. And like I said, you have the insight, you have, you know what I'm saying, the willpower to go out there and get it out the mud and do the research and do everything you need to do for yourself. And then you might have a partner right beside you who is really taking everything you saying, and you might not even realizing he's taking everything you saying. And now he has the gift to go reach others with the same information that you pass now. It's still coming from you. The people that needs to get it is still getting it, but they're getting it through a source that's right beside you.
Right. I'm gonna be against that. Don't go past nobody no information that you ain't done yourself.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you might not be able to reach a certain person, but you might be able to reach a person like Andrew who has the passion to actually reach people, and he might be able to actually teach not only get the information from you, but go in and do the same work you did yourself, you know what I'm saying, to have the same mindset you have, and he might be able to pass the information on in a way that other people can reach it. But at the end of the day, you was the motivation. You know, that's why I feel like it's a team. You know what I'm saying? You was the inspiration behind it. So it's still part of your work and you don't even realize it.
Right. You got to have that. You were right. You're perfectly right, because, you know, me meeting Andrew, I never thought I never could connect with people from Chicago. I'm like, y'all motherfuckers is crazy. You think twisted and backwards and roller coaster. They're like, but then after I physically met Andrew and known him for like 10 months now, what happened was me actually watching other people from Chicago online. I'm just like, that's how like majority of these motherfuckers think. And, you know, seeing their interaction with other people, seeing their interaction with police, I'm like, okay, so yeah, I'm not going to be the person that's going to mentor 10 Chicago motherfuckers. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's not. But if I can mentor Andrew, he like Akil said, he can go and put it into the different language that he speaks and bless some other people from Chicago. But no, it's not going to be me. I do have the heart, but I don't have the patience.
Yeah, and he might have the patience, and he might be able to make it more tangible for others. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
Right.
He might be able to make it more tangible. But at the end of the day, Dub still had a hand in that, because he don't, like I'm saying, he probably don't even realize it. But he probably done blessed 1,000 people with words, even though he was harsh as hell. But you know what I'm saying, it was probably somebody that was, you know what I'm saying, listening to him and got them taking it in, and then going to go read that book that he said he read, or going to go do that information on the laws that he was. He probably don't even realize somebody was actually doing that, and at the end of the day, it still trickled down from him, and he don't realize that he had every hand in that just as well as the person who took it and had to give to you know what I'm saying, pass it along in a different way.
But you said the key word a couple times: read. We don't read, brother. Niggas don't read, bro.
But you don't know how many people you don't inspire to read.
I do know. Statistics says the black community, on average, reads at lower than 35% on his grade level, bro. Lower than 35%. We don't read, bro. And the information that I talk about requires tons of it.
All right, and that's almost another broadcast. What's the next game video or video?
Yeah, we did get kind of
to bounce back on the youth and games.
But that's what it was. We were still on topic. We were still on about the youth. You know what I'm saying? The reason why they're in games is because they don't have. My bad, Fee. I just cut you off. My bad. Mm-hmm. But you know what I'm saying? The typical knowledge, the reason why they get in these games is due to lack of knowledge and circumstances that they're in. And the reason why they're in poverty is due to lack of knowledge. Poverty shouldn't exist if you had the right knowledge. Poverty wouldn't exist, because you wouldn't be talking about money. Yeah, he's focused on money, but you know what I'm saying? I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to get off subject, but 90% of people don't even know what money is. And y'all already know, y'all know where I'm going with this, but most people don't even know what money is. They think Federal Reserve notes is money, but it's not. So they move according to what they think they should be going after, when it's actually wrong. Then they think they're in poverty, so they got to protect themselves, and they end up making bad decisions getting into these games. That's not the only way, but that's one of the ways.
And I don't think we was really getting off topic. I think all that was to answer. I think all that was kind of in answering Andrew's question about what do we do to solve it. You know what I'm saying? I think that's how all that got about. But
that was a long discussion on how to solve it. A long rant on how to solve it.
And it's gonna take more than that.
Well, you know, when I was coming up, they had the scared straight programs. Now they got the Edge. I sent Phil a video, and I think that's one of the programs they need to kind of bring back, because those type of programs will grab one or two people and make it click. Like, hey, you know what? I don't want to go to jail.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I can't do no scared straight.
Yeah, they got the Edge program now.
That'll piss me off worse.
It's pretty similar.
They got your head program too, thinking that that's real. It's scripted.
Could be, but it might wake somebody up.
It ain't no could. It's for 100% fact.
That's fine, but it might wake somebody up.
No, it does. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's a psychological tactic.
Because the prison ain't fake. That's we know that.
They are. You can stage a prison, bro.
Yeah. All right. Next video.
So to bounce back on the focus on the youth games and violence, back to Andrew's original question, um, I'm feeling like these kids are getting involved from a perspective of being ignorant, of being uneducated. And like I was saying, if like the big homies get to a point to where they are ready to make some changes and they have these young individuals looking up to them, they can start guiding them in a different direction. And I feel like a lot of the energy that gang members are putting into doing crime and violence, if they redirect that energy into getting educated and building shit, that is how the change is going to ultimately come around. I know in our society today, the way things are today is really fucked up. Um, and it looks like change has no possibility. But if we never make a turn or make an effort to start moving in a direction of change, surely we will never have change. So that is what I feel. The change has to start somewhere, regardless of all the chaos that's going on around these youth. There needs to be someone that can get their attention to show them another side. And again, if that energy can get shifted to do the opposite, that is where we're going to see some major shit.
Yeah.
That's my take on that.
I'll put it this way: gang banging isn't being a member of a gang. Let's say that isn't wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's the culture, not the overall culture. It's the activity. It's how it's done. It's the lack of connection between the big homies who know better and the young homies who got something to prove. You know, and that's just not a gang. It's not just a gang banging thing, because outside of gang banging in other cities, we still find the violence. We still find,
of course,
the same problems. It's just a community thing, a culture thing first, and then so I have a heart for people. Like, I feel like it's human instinct to connect, to build, to form organizations, or outside of gangbanging in Africa, we had tribes. You know what I'm saying? And one tribe over here might not get along with a tribe over here. So it's not me preaching against gangbanging. It's more so preaching against the ignorance that makes us organizing them versus us type thing.
Well, I wouldn't.
That's
I wouldn't even say. I kind of disagree with him when he said letting them. Nobody didn't turn them against each other. They got greedy and separated amongst themselves when they got greedy over money. That's when I think it was the Bloods trickled down first. It was over money. If you go do your history on gangbanging, when they first started, and when they first separated, and when you started having your fractions, and then you started getting your new names, new gangs. But it's nah, bro. They got greedy over money, and they separated. Ain't nobody set them up to be against one another. They was already doing that on their own. Just like old shorty that we was watching that was talking. What's the name? Jesse Lee. Where she almost slipped up, said when she said defund the police, we don't need them coming in to kill them because we can kill out. We doing just fine killing ourselves. But she caught herself before she said that. Yeah, it's pretty good. Because it's always black. It's always black on black crime. So I don't understand why people keep why we as a community keep blaming the white man or any other group. They separated us. No, we do just fine killing our own selves, separating our own selves.
Yep. Our own worst
Yeah.
enemy.
Stop
Yeah,
blaming
and that's-
somebody else to start looking in the mirror. We do it to ourselves. That's why it's called black on black crime. That's the reason why that saying is for real. That's why it was made, because it's fucking true.
Yeah.
Yep, and that's the point right there. Someone with a little more wisdom, knowledge, and experience being able to get to a point to where they are ready to start actually teaching and waking up the herd. It needs to be done. It has to be done, regardless of whether we're up for the fight or not. Black on black.
Dub Sounds.
Yeah.
I got a question.
Uh-huh.
You said that you basically was on the outside looking in. Am I correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So let me just also state this: communication happens, and it's best when you can understand the person's story and the person can understand you. I agree with your defense that you're coming along with, but I think you just need to pay a little bit more attention about what the dude stated in the video, because it's speaking of a lot, like real stuff. And if you was on the outside looking in, it would be hard to kind of understand what it is that's going on in gangs and what it is that's going on in this world, because you wasn't in those positions. Now, I'm not trying to start an argument or start a disagreement. I just want you to understand, because I understand you. And the only way we can grow in this world is by understanding each other and showing each other a different way. So the more we try to disagree and try to make it seem like it's something else and something this, when we can just all agree on it being this and try to work towards it, that's when we'll stop most of
Bro,
violence and confusion and
I'm a,
everything else.
I agree with you 100%, but that's our problem. That's what I'm saying. When that's why I be saying what I say about our community. That right there, what you just said, is our main problem. We don't come together, bro.
Right.
We don't understand one another.
Right. But see,
Everything that
I
we need
always,
to
and
work
that's
on
like
is the things that is the things that we're the worst at.
yeah. And see, me and Will, we always kind of had like disagreements, but I always told him, I'm like, bro, you have to understand where I'm coming from, just like I understand what you coming from. And that has to be with everybody that you come in contact with in the world. Now, I'm not saying accept a bad person for just doing bad, no. But if you dealing with a person and you want to change this person, then try understanding this person. Try putting yourself in their shoes and see if you come out to the other side of that tunnel. Because it'll be a slim chance to none. Just like most people don't make it. I have two damn brothers out here in this world that didn't make it. So it's like you can't say a lot of things if you have never been in those shoes to understand. And the only way you can understand is by getting answers, is by doing research, is by doing homework, is by putting yourself in these people predicaments and just putting yourself out there and trying to understand why it is the way they act and change whatever it is that they give you. Because they can say something so easy. Oh, I don't got no money. I'm this, or I'm that, or I'm this, or I don't have an opportunity to be something better in life or to feed my family. Like you could really make a change in this world just by letting people know the real. So, but you have to be in those positions to understand it first, or at least try to understand.
I don't have to be in a gang, inside of a gang, to understand a gang. I've moved around gangs and I fought gang members. So
You
I've
moved
never
around.
ragged.
What do you
I've
mean
never,
moved around gangs? What do you
as
mean?
I've lived in the same Strickland Heights. I lived in the same areas, the same neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? On both sides.
So you
41.
associated yourself with gangs.
No, I didn't fuck with them just because I was around them. I still didn't fuck with them though.
But
So
if
I'm saying
see,
41
this
on
the thing, like I
on
said, from
South
my
Side
neighborhood in
41.
Chicago, if you
TTs,
walk to
everybody, y'all know
school,
I'm talking about TTs from North Carolina. Shout
right?
out.
See, in Chicago, it's different. If you
Yeah,
on the same
I get
block
that.
and just playing basketball and going to school, being innocent, you are looked at as that gang member. because you are over there. If you talk to somebody, if you shake a hand of a friend or whoever you calling yourself a buddy to, they take that serious because you associate yourself. So that's what I mean by having to understand. That's like going to war, but not even understanding what the war is all about. You just kicking it with somebody. And then when you turn around and somebody sending shots at you, you wondering where it's coming from. You confused because you're not on your square. You're not on your game. You're not understanding. So try understanding where it is you
So
putting
you think
yourself
it
in
only
these
happens?
situations.
You think
That's
those
the
situations
division.
only happen to gang members though?
Huh?
So you think those situations you just described only happen to gang members?
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Because what you just described, I mean, now on a randomly, like I'm not randomly on a regular, no. But yes, I've been around gunfires. I've been
But
around
that's
a lot.
because you put yourself in those situations,
Oh
right?
yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Being
So
stupid.
right.
Yeah,
So you had to understand that, right?
yeah.
Right. And the only
Oh,
way
I
you could have
understood it. I was just
understood
being
that
hard headed. I was
is
being hard
by
headed.
basic what you say?
I said I understood what was going on. I was just being hard headed.
You was being hard headed. I don't think you fully understood what was going on. You probably had a kind of a glimpse of, oh, this is the life. This is what I'm living. Yeah, I want to quit, but I don't really want to quit because this all I know. You were stuck in the moment. You, like dude said at the bottom earlier, you was lost in the sauce. So that's cool too. But you got brought to the light. So with that, a person has to understand. So we have to teach people to understand. You have to let people know, hey, it's different over here, and get them to understand, but first understand them and where they coming from. So if you know you've been through all that in your life, why would it stop you from changing the next person's life or trying to attempt to change the next person's life, or not look down as, oh, just because a person need help, you looking at it like you holding the person's hand instead of actually sitting down and making sacrifices to help them.
Like I said to you earlier, I've tried that over hundreds.
Keep trying, brother. That's all you got to do is keep
No,
trying.
because
That's it.
that's slowing my value down. I still
Don't
have a
let
lot.
it. Well, if it's slowing your value down,
I'll
then
tell
no. But
anybody.
if it's
I
not,
tell anybody,
then
you should. This is not a world. This you know what I'm saying. This is not a world to teach. This is, like you said, this is a dog eat dog world, bro. There's a reason why you have successful people and non-successful people. Everybody's not meant to be successful.
yeah,
So
no,
you
you're right. You're right.
can't teach everybody. So
Yeah,
I get it. I'm not saying, oh, just start hurting stuff. I'm gonna drop a jewel on you, and and I compete. You know, I've done this enough
yeah,
where I can tell immediately who's gonna bite and who's not.
yeah,
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So after you do it enough, you'll peep it. Just like anything that you do, if you do the same thing over and over enough, you'll
yeah. You
start.
gonna know.
You'll just know.
Yeah.
So no, that's why I tell not, bro. And the majority of numbers, you're wasting your time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If
But you got to go through the numbers to know.
let me clean that up, Will. Hold on, let me clear what I just said was false. You know what I'm saying? You're not wasting your time, depending on where you're at. And I hate to say it because you know what I'm saying. I got to keep it 100.
Yeah.
You know, Keel brought it up earlier. Oh, he might have said the harshest foot. Well, guess what? The truth hurts.
Mm-hmm.
And the information that I know, you don't need to take it to the hood. Because like I just said earlier, they ain't gonna read, bro. They ain't got time for that. Dudes want
Some
fast
of
money.
them will.
Dudes want fast money. They want right now money, and we don't even know what money is, but we still want it. But you know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother subject. But
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Everybody want this right now stuff, especially if you coming from a gang setting. It's you got your unicorns, you got some that will. But I'm
And
speaking.
see, we kind of
I don't
speaking
speak.
on like the same thing. Not meaning to cut you off. It's kind of like the same thing in somewhat way because you speaking on one side of it and I'm speaking on the other side of it. So it's like, you know, like how you said, everybody, you can't save everybody. So you right about a lot of stuff that you're saying. I just want to remind you that like none of the stuff that you're saying is not true, you know, because a lot of people not gonna listen. Like, you know, it's just not gonna happen.
Bro,
Woods would be with people that don't listen a lot.
I've been selective. I've only been telling people like us. I ain't told nobody else but us, bro.
Yeah,
And not biting, bro.
yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? Am I gonna stop? No.
Yeah,
But am I gonna be
some not.
am I gonna be as eager to do it as I was before? No, because all that time I'm stressing myself. Man, you need to check this out, man. I start getting mad at the individual because they don't want to better themselves.
Right.
That's when you're like, hold on. Why am I getting mad because
Yeah.
you don't want to better?
Yeah.
All right, nah, you got
For me, I'm a firm believer of the benefit of the doubt. Um, I'll drop a jewel, and like Dub said, if they take to it, then boom, that's one right there that I'll spend more time with. At the same time, I'll drop a jewel, and it might lighten someone's eyes up, and they act like that they might act like they haven't received it, but I can see that they received it. That gives me the notion to continue on with that person until they fall out. Some people, like you say, you can't teach everyone. Everyone's not going to listen. Everyone's not going to receive. Those are the ones you don't waste your energy in. But you can't go into a crowd with specific knowledge that you know can benefit them and not drop it at all. Drop it, whichever one catch the bait, that's the fish you take, and keep it moving from there.
That's all we're supposed to do on this earth, other than living truth, love, and transparency, is plant seeds. I mean,
yeah,
it's not complicated.
Yeah, you're not supposed to hold on to nothing because where are you taking
it?
Where are you taking it?
Yeah.
It's gonna stay
That's
right.
all. That's all Christ said, or Jesus, or Buddha, or Cyrus, or whoever, whatever deity. They all said basically the same thing. It's that simple. Keep it moving.
A lot of the youth think it's okay to be stupid, but it's like one of the things, like you got tattoos and looking just like them. It's like you hear you talk, you hear them talk. It's like, this not the same. It's the same situation, but this person has elevated itself. Like, what would you tell some of these young cats out here?
You said it right. It was cool to be dumb. It was cool to be reckless and don't care about your life. You know, we kind of like kicked up some lingo in my neighborhood. Like, we're gonna be ruthless, not reckless.
Right.
And we're gonna be aggressive intelligence. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna be weak. We ain't gonna be, the passive intelligence they used to. It always was the loudest, most aggressive was the ignorant.
Right.
We gonna be the loudest, most intelligent. We gonna be aggressive with this intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Anybody talking about BS and nonsense, he might get smashed.
Right.
If he talking about getting us in a wreck, doing some goofiness that's gonna throw us off the prize,
he might get beat up for that.
He gonna be the one get smashed. You know what I mean? We gonna reverse the whole expectation. And I think that me being vocal and then having success, just in terms of my community, my neighborhood, that trend has trickled down.
Right.
And now, I'm out in different cities and my voice is on a higher platform. I would love and aspire for other areas to embrace that. Like, we on aggressive intelligence. We ain't on goofiness. We ain't on like self-destruct mode no more.
And see, that's what you need right there, Andrew. That's what you need. Someone like Nip. Someone that has a follower, somebody that's regular, or your everyday man. These young cats ain't trying to hear it, you know what I'm saying? Because they gonna say you ain't doing nothing, you out here with me. You know what I'm saying? But if we had more that was like Nip, then you definitely would get. You know what I'm saying? You definitely could see, like he said, it was already trickling down. Right. When he said, but I'm glad he said it, because that's exactly how I am. I'm ruthless with it. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't care if you disagree with it. Oh well, you just missed the message, my brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell it to you straight up. I don't care about your feelings. You need to be told the truth, what's really going on. And if you don't believe it, at least look into it. But if you're gonna just judge, fuck you, I ain't like the way you said it, all right, then that's your loss. You know what I'm saying? But that's where we at. That's what we need. More people like Nip, boy. You know what I'm saying?
That's another gang member who stand on the same principle as you, though. So that's something. Now you can see that it's somebody in that world that you got something in common with.
But he rare though. That's what I'm saying. But we need more like him. But he's a unicorn, bro. He's rare.
And then he got murdered. I mean, rest in peace.
And then like how he died, dirty. You know what I'm saying? Dude went back. It's dirty, bro. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, bro. Nah.
But he says something very, very powerful in there. He said, very successful and vocal and very successful. Those are the type big homies that I'm talking about. Those are the type of OGs that I'm talking about. The ones that already have walked that path and they've learned some lessons, and they took those lessons and they became successful, and they have the youth's attention. Those are the ones who's going to power that train to make a change.
And see, that's kind of like where I'm at right now with it, because like I said, the stuff I done been through, and I didn't move from Chicago. I didn't kind of started my own business. I'm finally working. I really barely never worked a job. I never worked a job ever. I worked one job, and that was UPS when I stayed in Chicago, and I quit that and got my money and did something else with it. Like the only time I really started working was when I met Will, and he put me back into the mode of working. So it's like you gotta, one, be willing to understand and want to change, and then two, if you've been through that and you showing people it's a different way, they gonna follow you too. Like I got a lot of people who text me, hey, how do you write a book? How do you get this? How do you get that? I want to do the same thing, because they realizing it's not nothing else going on in this world that's like worth it. So like you say, with social media can be used as a powerful platform, because the more I post and the more I show to the world that my success and what I got out of this world without having to do the things that I used to do, they gonna follow. And that's just how it's always been. People look up to people, or they see people, or they view people as basically a leader. And I'm not gonna call myself a leader, but I just call myself a person that's trying to open people's eyes and see better things. And if one my little thing that I do can spark somebody else's mind, and they go do it and show it as they did it, then that's up to them. But I'm gonna keep doing me and showing the love that I'll show, and basically trying to open everybody eyes. So you
But
just
you're
gotta be through those
definitely
type of situations.
definitely an emerging leader, and I would love to have you on a show where we just basically share your story up until this point. When I met Andrew, he was living in a hotel, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Now he lives in one of the nicer places in Myrtle Beach. But once again, back to if somebody will listen to you or not, I met Andrew, I don't know him from Adam. All these people that I met before Andrew, some who actually did sleep at my house, I haven't been able to help them out. They still was so far stuck to the left. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that whatever I had to pour into them just wasn't sticking good enough.
Mm-hmm.
So they got to have something within themselves to say, let me be a person who can receive the information, take action on it to accomplish a result. Another thing, when I met Andrew, Andrew was one of the first persons who gave me a solidified goal, and I put him right up there as top priority, for jobs. You know what I'm saying? Whereas some people who can't tell me that they got a goal, then you don't know where you're going. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I seen magic happen with this young man, even though we clashed. But because he had a goal, I'm determined to help somebody with a goal that's willing to act upon it. You know. So anyway,
Yeah, nah, Will kind of seen everything, like you said, turn for me. So it's like you just gotta, like I said, be one willing to want it, and as you want it and you get it, then you will be able to understand what's more to come in this world. Since I met Will, like you said, I was staying in the hotel, everything, all the stuff that I have now, I did not have when I first met Will. And like I said, that's been a 10-month span. So me just being grateful now of what I got now makes me realize a lot. And I had to go through a lot. Like some people have to, like you say, get shot, go to jail. They have to go through things to understand. Unfortunately, I had to lose two brothers for me to understand. Life is short, and I have to basically make a way for a lot of people and basically be this leader and make this sacrifice for anybody that's around me, because that's what bosses do. And I look at myself like a boss and a leader. I wouldn't want nobody else to probably point the finger and say, yeah, that's my boss or that's my leader. But I just had that mindset of trying to get people to figure it out for themselves, just as Will kind of set me down and made me figure it out for myself. Because now, like I said, I got business cards. I'm starting my own business. I got my own book. I'm in an apartment. Bills is paid. I'm living. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing really things that I can stress about right now. So it's, opportunities, putting people in better opportunities, giving them better chances, giving these people you know, a different route to take, instead of just shoving them off because they a gaming boy, they this, or you think this or think that. Let them want it for themselves, yeah, but give them some type of gem or some type of jewel to hold on to to where they probably play in the back of their mind and understand, oh, okay, and maybe 2, 3, 5 years, who knows, years later, it might take for them to get it. They gonna get it. They gonna get it.
All right, I'm gonna drop a gem for you right now because I heard you say your bills was paid, right?
Yeah.
What if I told you there's no law to say you're supposed to pay that bill?
That's another broadcast show.
I really wouldn't.
He
I
said
really
drop
wouldn't
a gem.
acknowledge that
He
because
said drop a gem. So chill out, Mr.
I understand you. I understand you. I'm not going to even argue that. Yeah, no. I believe everybody here kind of have a strong will to them to where they can make a change. I hope we all make a change in this world with our separate lives, because we all got separate lives, and whatever we doing on the outside of this, I hope we all just, showing everybody a different way and trying our best to get as many people as we can to show them a different way. That's all I hope for with anybody. So
before we close out, Andrew, go ahead and plug your books that you have that's out, title and location where someone can find it.
Where do I put that at? Do I put it at the chat or
talk about it? Speak it up.
Yeah, just
speak it into existence, man.
Speak on it. Okay. Yeah, it's about choices, chances, and consequences. Basically, how we all are basically full control of the choices we have, not knowing that we are in full control of the choices that we have. That's the one thing that we was kind of getting on to, just understanding things as it is. Taking the chances, like we all have to kind of take that chance of what we want in life instead of limiting ourselves. Because I remember when I was young, I just wanted some type of, a way out to where I can get me a crib and get me a car. That was my only thing I was worried about, getting the house and getting the car when I was young. And I didn't want to take those chances of what everybody else was doing to get it, because I thought this other way was cool. So it was kind of hard for me. So I just want people to know that, you have full control over your choices. You should take that chance to make something happen and better yourself, and you will get the good consequences from it. And it just talks about a lot, how the brain works, how the environment we grow up in, how that relates to your brain, how that makes you who you are. And, it's just all around basically choices, chances, and consequences.
What's the name of the book? Is it one or two, three? How many books you have out?
I'm doing a series of books. I got like 2 more that I'm starting on, one that I'm starting on right now, and I got another one that's coming after that. And I'm just trying to give inspiration, knowledge, motivation, just push that out there for anybody who decide to pick up the book on whenever they decide to. I don't want to force it on nobody. I don't want to put religious beliefs on nobody. I just want to get clear knowledge out there to people to understand. So it's going to be plenty more to come besides this one. It's going to be way more,
Where will they be located? What's the web address?
Located on Amazon, where you could go to my page and you could look in my bio. And if you want a signed copy, you can DM me directly and I can sign one for you and ship it to you. And,
What's your profile page name?
Andrew Koklow, Koklow, last name. I don't know where that last name come from. Y'all don't ask. I don't know.
On Facebook?
Yes, Facebook. Yeah.
Andrew Koklow.
Yeah.
All right. So I think we're pretty much done. Appreciate having you on as a guest tonight, this evening, Andrew. Anybody watching this episode, if you're into independent
personal
artists,
development,
independent authors, you guys go check Andrew out. Find him on Facebook at Andrew Koklow on Facebook.com.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sooner or later, I say right when I drop the second books, I'm gonna do something like giveaway. First 20 people that buy a book, I'm gonna give them a free nightlight to go above the book. So, just people staying tuned. There's gonna be a lot of giveaways, a lot of stuff, we do for youth too down the line. If y'all want to be a part of that, We can try to like help kids out with getting clothes, shoes, you know, doesn't cost that much or whatever we can do. But we all come together, we can make a change. I know that.